But it's really unfortunate that wasn't caught, and I'm really sad. I'm actually really, really sad. Hi everybody, Melissa here with Steadfast Farm. Today's video was supposed to be all about Jules kidding, and I was so disappointed to go in and find out that my footage had corrupted, and the other footage, I have no idea what happened to it. It's all gone, which is really unfortunate because it was a very difficult pull. It kind of took me a minute to figure out what was going on, and I had lots of help. So the kids were out, and Michaela, who has been helping us on the farm, was here, and we had a lot of opportunity to get a lot of good footage, and the little camera's files corrupted, and the ones on my phone were from my daughter, so they're like, yeah. But I had hoped that we would catch a couple things in there. And then the one from this camera, which is my good camera, only goes so far. I think the battery must have died. So instead today, we'll just quickly cover what happened with Jewel, and then I will show you me getting weights on 2 of our pigs by taking advantage of their heat cycles, which I learned from Sheraton Park Farms. Not the checking weight, but taking advantage of and identifying heat cycles. So this little one won't leave me alone. This is the Bottle Baby, former house goat. She lives outside now. Hey, they're lucky. That's Lucky. Who's that? So with Jewel, Jewel started to shake, and what I have determined from a few years of experience with pulling, because we tend to have problems every year, is when they start shaking, it's typically not the cold, it's typically something isn't going right. This is why I'm not progressing. And so we watched her for quite a while, and I finally said, well, I'm just gonna, take a poke in there and see what I feel. And everything was really jumbled and weird even when I went in there. She's quite spacious, so it felt different. And so I reached and I reached and I reached, and I managed to find like the side of a kid. And so when you have that side of a kid that's pressing against the cervix rather than feet or nose or even the top of a head or like something pointy, there's no pressure on the cervix. Or there's incorrect pressure on the cervix, so it's not being encouraged to expand. So she was trying to push, but the cervix wasn't dilating correctly. And I've dealt with this in the past for different reasons. One from a prolapsed doe, that constant pressure on the cervix when they prolapse early in their pregnancy or earlier or more towards, but not right before. I'm exhausted, as though I don't look exhausted. What happens is that constant pressure stops the cervix from dilating, because it's like, oh, I shouldn't be dilating right now either. So it feels like a ring, and you get your fingers in there and you just very gently, because you can cause damage, you very gently work back and forth, and the ring of the cervix will go, oh, I'm being stimulated. I should now do this in order to have babies, and it will move on. So that's what we did, and then it was a matter of finding out whose feet belonged to who, and just getting a hold of a pair of feet and pulling. And so I ended up with back feet, and I grabbed him, pulled him out, and everything went smooth from there. So she had triplet bucklings. Fabulous. I will be keeping one of the bucklings for sure. I just have to, there's 2 that I've picked that I really like, and there's one that I like as a soul, and there's one that I think is probably going to be the better buck. And they're both very, very nice. I would both love to have them, I would love to have them both in my herd for different reasons, but I'm kind of attached to one based on who he is as a being. There's something about him. And these are the friendliest kids we've ever had. And I mean, we've had friendly kids from the womb. Lucille's kids hit the ground. They are friendly as all mess. Jet has kids, they don't want to do anything with you. You've got to earn their respect and you know, get friendly with them over time. But these were just like, hey, you must be my mom, and this is my mom, and she's got the milk, so I'll go with her, but you can give me comfort, and it was really, really cool. So we will be keeping that, which means I'm going to be breeding back everything this year and doing 2 kiddings this year for a few does, because I'm going to send their sire to a friend of mine to see what he can do in her herd. And so I want to keep everything that I can possibly keep off of him. And we've had a buckling year, which is unusual for us, but this is the first year we've been not heavy on our Archie breedings, and Archie is very much, he's heavy female. He has been since he started. So we're gonna see what we can get and retain all, I'm just watching the babies, and retain all those. So that's Jewel. Next up is Jazz, which is her dam. I'll probably do a separate video on that. Hopefully I'll be able to actually catch the stuff on video. Hopefully it's hands off. Jazz is, you know, really well experienced, and she's huge, got lots of space, and she doesn't usually look pregnant, but she looks pregnant. And last year she had quads. I'm hoping we don't end up with quints, though she's got enough milk in her history to handle it. Come on. Lucky's such a bugger. The next thing that I'm going to show you is me, Ryan having a really good time filming it, me checking weights on 2 of the 3 pigs. These pigs are usually wild, like snaky wild. One is kind of, yeah, she won't run from you and you can maybe get a scratch in, but they're not friendly pigs. When we bought them, they were skin and bones. I probably should not have purchased them, but he's like, well, you just take them all for the same price. And I was like, yes, just to get them out of there. If they all came here and were loved for 2 days and died, I would have dealt with it and, you know, taken the loss. But within 3 days of feeding them, they were up to the weight that they should have been. It was straight up no food. So anyway, they're a little bit behind. They're also gilts. We don't normally raise gilts for meat, just because they are a slower growth rate. But yes, this pen they've been overwintering in it. Pigs overwintered in a pen look different in 40 below than it does in even 32 Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius or 10 Celsius or 70. Like, it looks completely different. You can keep their pens clean until it starts to freeze. And once it's frozen solid, you're done. It's a matter of maintenance, as in pile on the bedding so that it doesn't build up. Their bathroom area is all along the back, And they tore apart 2 shelters this year. And so they have not been easy keepers, to say the least. Stop, Lucky, to say the least. So before some of the YouTube heroes, and I love you, and if you are a YouTube hero and you follow my channel, I really appreciate you. But before you jump on us and judge us for the winterized pen, which is still 2 feet of snow, check yourself. So here is the footage of me getting the tape, or the length of twine, so that I could measure. These are our feeder pigs. You'll have to excuse the pen. And we have been watching Sheraton Park Farms recently on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description to their channel. And I never would have learned that you can basically AI a pig no problem. But I did learn with them, and I noticed these 2 out here are in heat and showing signs of heat. And so I decided to sit on one to see if it was true. And it is. These guys are usually wild as all mess. And these are our feeder pigs this year, so I just wanted to get a idea of what they were at for weight. When we got them, they were in really poor condition. Probably shouldn't have bought them, but I did. So I'm just gonna try and figure out their weight. I can't find my flexi tape measure, so we're going to use a string and then measure the string. So it's from the back of the ears. Come on. And I'm just applying pressure because they sit, or they stay. And I'm just gonna put a knot right at the end there. And And then it's the front shoulder, right?
Behind the front shoulders, yeah.
And you don't measure the rump, right?
No.
Use this measurement twice. Ugh.
I do it trying straight up and down. You're kind of at an angle towards the, yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
So these are just going to give us approximate measurements because I can't quit chewing on that. Can't really do it any other way. So there's our first measurements for the pig. This is the inside. This is the outside. Ow! And what I'll do is make a loop so that I can differentiate where we're starting. And then I'll get the other pig here, who is also standing. And we'll do the same. Don't bite! Don't bite! Don't bite, pig! As you can hear, our dog is a pig. Quit that! These guys are definitely behind. We don't usually grow females out, but that's just the way that it worked out for us this year. Not ideal. But like, I can totally see how easy this is. They'll just, like, these girls are wild. They don't like to be touched. And just taking advantage of them being in heat. Quit, 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 quit. Am I straight, Ryan?
Close enough, yeah.
All right. So, oh, these ones are really close in measurement here.
Yeah, those are the two smaller ones. The one in the middle here is probably the biggest.
Way bigger. She's nasty. Oh boy, is she nasty. She's bitten me a few times. All right, so.
And you're stupid.
She's not in heat either. I can't get anywhere near her, I don't think. Yeah, no. So, and like you can see how floppy their back ends are in comparison to hers. And it's just like they won't run for me. So, yeah, I thought it was the perfect opportunity. So, quit that! Jesus! So let's go get the measurement. So the pigs ended up, the two that I measured, ended up being 171 and 181. Maybe in an opposite order, but they were 171 and 181. And judging by them, the larger one that I can't get near, who's an absolute wretch and loves to bite, she is probably 200. So they will be ready to butcher because we go 200 to 250. We might change that next year, but that's where we go, is 200 to 250. And so they will be ready end of March for their buyers. We are debating on the one that's in there for us. We need to have piglets this year because they are hard to come by. And so we are thinking about just picking up, you know, some kind of boar willy-nilly and just getting some pigs on the ground for meat purposes. And then we can eat her, you know, next year or what have you. Lucky. Then cuddle. So that's it. We are going to be keeping pigs. I don't like pigs. I don't. They're messy and in the winter it's just gross and but it is what it is. Finding pigs here is just it's been ever since the whatever this is going on, it's been absolutely a debacle to find anything. And so we're gonna try and do some value add because we are small and we're only gonna have, you know, a couple breeders. We are looking at doing purebreds just so that, you know, we can work on preserving a breed or just, you know, putting out some good quality animals so that not everything has to go for meat. So that will be coming this year because we will be building a couple pens at minimum. So you'll get to see a bit more of that. And that's all I have for you today. I had really hoped to have this really cool, awesome video. I did some Reiki on on Jewel while she was having trouble trying to see if I could help shift anything, and it was really neat because even Michaela, who's never seen Reiki done before, she's like, "Whoa, I saw that," because the animals will respond to it pretty much instantly, and there was a change in her, and she definitely did progress a bit more, but ultimately, like, I couldn't shift the kids, so. But it's really unfortunate that wasn't caught, and I'm really sad. I'm actually really, really sad. And so coming up here, we're gonna do a couple different videos. I wanna do a fermentation video, just from some of my ferments, because I'm a very lazy fermenter. I'm clean with my ferments, but beyond that, I'm lazy. I need easy things. I don't have time to baby it and feed it 4 times a day and pet it and wash it, and it's just, ugh. So I'm gonna do some lazy fermentation videos, and then the other thing that I was going to do was sit down and do just a quick Reiki on the homestead kind of video, and I don't know where we're gonna go from there. Hopefully we'll have a jazz video. Hopefully I will have found my tripod by then, because right now it's sitting on a pallet. But yes. So, before we close out the video, we are still running our contest. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers on YouTube. This contest is eligible on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute. So wherever you're seeing this right now, you can leave a comment, and you can leave a comment on all 3 platforms. That gets you 3 entries. So you can comment on any video that says in the description, you can comment on this video, and you will be entered for a chance to win a Steadfast Farm branded t-shirt. I actually got that right this time. That's fun. So I will let you know when it's closed, and we're like 410, 413. We're almost there. So if you could share this video and even just say, hey, you don't even have to watch this. Just, leave a comment. That's nice. Yeah, good, thumbs up. And enter the contest. You could end up with a free t-shirt. And who doesn't love free t-shirts with weird branding on them? And so, yes. I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really sorry that I only have this video to put out and nothing more fun, but I'm super appreciative. Thank you so much for being with us in this crazy time, in this crazy world. And until next time, see you later. Bye. Alright, should we get there? Okay, I need to make sure that I bring la 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 la.